The CBC's Devin Haru is at the school in Loche. So, Devin, let's begin with the suspect in the investigation. What's the latest?
Yeah, Michael, you just mentioned it. RCMP sending a release early this afternoon outlining some of these details regarding this first court appearance. The 17-year-old shooting suspect will make his first court appearance at the Meadow Lake Provincial Court, and of course this all in relation to Friday's tragic shootings in two locations, at the community school and over at one of the houses about a kilometer away from the school. You mentioned it, two young brothers, 17 and 13 years old, killed inside the home. Two teachers, an educational assistant as well as a teacher who just moved here. Adam Wood moved here starting his teaching career in September, shot and killed inside the school. So 4 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of attempted murder. We should tell you that inside that school, obviously the 2 teachers were killed, but there were also 7 other people struck by gunfire. They are recovering in Saskatoon's Royal University Hospital right now. And Michael, we continue throughout our newsrooms in this province to check on the condition of these people. We're reaching out to family members, trying to get an update on the condition of these 7 wounded inside the school. And of course, we will bring those details to our viewers, Michael, as soon as we get them.
Of course, and it's important to also track the fact that it's been 48 hours since the shootings. How are people in the community dealing with the aftermath of all this?
Well, we saw some of the sights from inside the church. We were talking to them when they went to Sunday Mass. We talked to them when they came out of it. When I've been talking to the mayor here, Kevin Janvier, he says this is a very religious town. And this Sunday Mass took on some very different meaning today. Obviously, a lot of the people we talk to come week after week, but they came together, hundreds of them, to show strength for this community and to show support for the families who lost these 4 people in this town, and to obviously pray for those recovering in the hospital right now. And of course, we've been hearing from family members and friends. Everybody knows everybody in this small northern community of about 3,000 people. So of course, when they tell us about their grief and their stories, it really hits home for all of these people. They're all grieving. And in fact, perhaps the mayor here said it best. Every single person in this town is wounded from this tragic shooting, Michael.
Now, we're also tracking the Premier. He's supposed to be in the community, but he's now been delayed. What's happening here, Devin?
Yeah, in the last hour we spoke, RCMP had given us information they thought at the time was correct and accurate. We're now learning that both the Premier, MP Ralph Goodale, as well as Chief of Assembly of First Nations Perry Bellegarde, have all been delayed. Their flight was scheduled to land here at the local airport around 12:30 local time. We're now learning that that flight had to be diverted. We're learning to Fort McMurray because of fog and freezing rain in the area. We're working on getting details. People in the Premier's office providing us updates as they go to figure out when exactly these officials will be able to make their way into Loche. Of course, there were supposed to be community meetings at the elementary school behind me here. We know there are elders and chiefs inside there meeting with community members right now, but of course, those high-level officials were supposed to be inside that meeting. So we'll continue to track many details out of this developing story still here in Loche, Michael. Of course, the investigation continues, trying to piece together the tragedy that happened Friday afternoon.
Devin, thank you for this. The CBC's Devin Haru in Loche, Saskatchewan.